This video is going to touch upon the basics and learning fundamentals of footwork slash footsies. I don't think anybody has made a video on this like in very detail or a lot of detail. They kind of just tell you do this, but how do I do this? You know what I mean? Because you can. I'll show you. I'll demonstrate it here too. Very important. I'll demonstrate. You're gonna find a difference. 1. Arnold Allen has feather step. 2. He has decent footwork. It's very important to have either a very small advantage in the feather step department or, a good footwork fighter. As we can see, here's TKZ's footwork. It's alright, you know what I mean? It's okay. It's not super fast. It's, you'll get away with footwork like this. Now here's what I want to touch upon. The evasion part, the best use part, and I think that's pretty much all I want to touch upon, and the learning part. So first we're going to start the learning part. What are footsies? Footsies are kind of just your range management. You don't have to be close. You could be at range, fake in, fake out. To be as simple as possible, you kind of want to circle your stick around a little bit. Like halfway, you move forward, and then you go back. Kind of like a Street Fighter move or a Tekken move, or primarily a Street Fighter move where you go up and then or you go down and then you come up. If you've ever played like a fighter game, I'll probably leave a little of the stick movement, what I'm kind of talking about. Down, up, like you're circling up, like you're doing a move, kind of like that in a way. The footsies are very important to learn them. Easy way, you go forward, you go up, very whoop, down, back, up, back, down, circling out, up, and then you switch over because your opponent will probably be trying to follow and not cut off the cage properly. It's very simple. A lot of people don't touch upon it. If you want to be a decent or a good player, I guess, these are very important. Otherwise, if I'm just going forward, then I go out. I'll show you the risks of that. Okay. If I'm just going in and out, you see that? I'm always going to get hit with that body kick, especially. But if you're good enough, you stay in the pocket, there's a difference. It would just be timing if you're going in. If you're going in and out, another one would be just lead body kick. While you're going in, so your combo, lead body kick. It's very dangerous to go in and out if you don't have good body protection. But, there's some things with the footsies or your footwork that you can do to keep that damage to a minimum. If your opponent is throwing a lead body kick, it is quite easy to lower the damage of it a lot. So let me show that off. If I move into it, the damage is very low. Very low. See that? Almost no damage. If I'm circling into the body kick, or if I slip into it, or if I duck it, the damage is quite low. As opposed if I circle out, circle in, circle out, go in and out, the damage will be more pronounced. But I am using Arnold Allen, so the damage isn't as pronounced because he has the Philly shell. It's okay. Let's play that back. If I'm going in and out, yeah, you see that damage? If you're just going in and out, you're going to get your body just absolutely cooked. So, learning footwork can help you, negate damage, which is very important. But more importantly, you want to keep this concept at a certain point, because there's footsies, okay? Then there's just straight up back foot running and keeping out of range all the way back to the cage. But using footsies can counteractively defeat the running. If you know how to cut people off right, if you know how to make those people miss. Because 99, a good chunk of the time, you know, they'll be counter strikers on the back foot. They'll just go on the back foot, 1-2, 1-2, all that type of shit. Now, I just noticed that it seemed like TKZ's 1-2 had the same frames. That's weird. Now, I will show you some more defensive tricks about this. Alright. So here's some important parts. You kind of want to be just barely out of range. Barely out of range. As soon as that first punch hits, then you know it's time to move. Because now you know they're probably going to initiate a combo. More than likely your opponent will initiate a combo. Depending on who you're facing, of course. If you're facing like an aggressive player where they just want to come at you, body, head, you know, well, that's just me. You know, then it's important to be able to move with someone like Arnold Allen or Gustafsson, somebody with the feather step perk. You know how to capitalize on these misses, like that. Alright, another way you can use it is sometimes when you circle away, it does help, you know. Like I said, if you circle your stick out, you know, like a Street Fighter move, it will help your technique get better in a way. So after that first strike, you know, back up, find something to punish with. Kick, you know, kick, head kick. You know, you can mix it up. And that will almost always land just because of, like, the animation still going, basically. See, that was... If you're whiffing, don't go into an exchange. You know, there's things you could do. Like, you know what's coming after that jab. There you go. You know, you get your opponent's reads down. Or you could just play it safe and don't even get an exchange. Just pick them apart at range. It wasn't quite in range. You know, not too much information on this. This is just like a beginner's kind of thing. Like, to get it down, jab, you move. Jab, you move. Then you come back in. Jab, you move, come back in. Jab, move, come back in or something. You know what I mean? Basically like, smart play is what it would be called. Oh. Alright. The third part, I guess, I don't know what the third part's going to consist of. I kind of just gave a minor rundown on what it basically is. Oh yes, how, like, what does that actually mean? Like, people will tell you, you just go in and you stand still. Okay? That's not really. You want to pretend that you're there, but you're really not. So, you know, make it look like you're in range, but you're just barely out of it, so you can counter. Oh, whoops. Go forward if you have to. You know what's important is you pick up on your opponent's patterns. Because, you know, if you know your opponent likes that jab hook or the jab body shot or the 1-2, you have to pick up on those patterns to fully effectively play the footwork game with somebody. If you know they like throwing that body kick after you like go in and out, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. So you have to like be on top of that. Like, let me just put an example. Okay. So here we go. Let's say TKZ here knows exactly what my game is. He's, you know, going in and out, and then slowly but surely there's enough distance that he can land that body kick. Here's what you gotta do. So I'm going in, out, I'm getting caught with it. Oh shit. You kind of want to be close enough so it doesn't do a hit reaction. Something like that. You have to catch him with something to get respect back. or just make him whiff completely, fully go in and out. Like, fully. Punish whatever your opponent will throw. That's also another thing where you will get knocked down if you're also trying to intercept the kick with a kick. Now, I will admit, you know, Arnold Allen isn't the reachiest fighter, so if you're using like a McGregor or something, it'd probably fit you better. Now, I think it's a good part to practice with some of those fighters. I guess coming up here, I'll use Sean O'Malley. I will show you like the speed differences in those kind of fighters, because feather step does help significantly with footwork. But I will say, you know, feather step isn't really like the most broken part. The most broken part is the footwork. O'Malley has 99 footwork on top of feather step. That's what's broken. Arnold Allen wasn't super crazy fast. Like, I'm about to show you right now. I'll show you right now. Like, you're going to see how fast O'Malley is compared to Arnold Allen. I'll combine the weight classes in a second. Or I'll just demonstrate it. Now you're going to watch here. You see how much that speed difference? The frame rate on the display capture might be ridiculous. But you see this, you know, this will help you advance better than you would imagine. Alright, now let's do the same thing. Body kick. Lead body kick because you're going in and out. He didn't even get hit reaction. That's the difference. He doesn't even take a hit reaction. Because you could close that distance better. If you just throw when you know your opponent is going to do what he's going to do with the lead body kick, just walk in, throw a hook. That's all you got to do. Just input the hook while he throws his. Because there won't be a hit reaction when that happens. You know what I mean? So, you know, this is just like covering like the differences between these fighters, where you can clearly tell that the footwork is like that is ridiculous. Like the speed between those people was ridiculous. Like I'll go again. I'll show you the McGregor. Okay. Now I'm gonna compare these two. Now, if you're going to try to learn the footsies, I would recommend, you know, unfortunately, probably not a lot of people would like to hear this, but use one of those fast Conor McGregor fighters. Like, moving backward, like, watch how much distance he can cover quite easily. Let's get forward, go backward. You see what I mean? Like, it's just the speed. It helps him be able to get out of the way, so it's harder to punish, like, sloppy mistakes. You know, as we look at Arnold Allen, he doesn't move nearly as fast, just because of his, you know, his footwork stat. That's what most people get tangled up about. The reason why these fighters are so broken feeling is the footwork stat. It is literally just the footwork stat. It is nothing else, to be honest. On top of feather step, that's the deadly combo. Never mind. I didn't say the right thing. This is like the deadliest of combos. You know, if you just have insane footwork with feather step, that's what creates O'Malley's and Conor's. Those two combined, along with the stats and the reach, is what you really have to worry about. Hopefully they balance it soon. Like, let me just see how fast a high footwork fighter is in this game. Let's see. Let's compare Silva and Strickland. There's a 5-point or 3-point, 4-point difference in, you know, the footwork speed. So let's see how fast, you know, Silva is compared to Strickland. You know, these are picks that you want to make, if you know, and it's all the high level guys. You see, he moves a bit quicker, but it is middleweight, and Strickland doesn't move nearly as much. You can clearly tell the speed through the screen, okay? You know, it's just reach. That's the only deciding factor. You know, he doesn't move nearly as quickly while playing while getting in and out, you know. And you know what? Side to side strikes. Here's why I want to talk about that as well. This probably won't be included, but another thing about footsies is that when you can use your footwork to your advantage, here's what's very important about, you know, using your skill. Yeah, burp. Footwork. Let's see. Who has feather step here? Moicano has feather step. Bro, what is this game? I'll just use him to demonstrate. Let's see. Do I want to use Rufus? Moicano and Benoit. Where's Benoit? There's Benoit. Now, if we're gonna compare, you know, what you can use your side-to-side moving strikes on, it's gonna be very important. Like, it's not even like super. I guess it's kind of corny, depending on who you play. Okay, there you go. So here's where you get started. Boop. The liver side. If you move to the side, it does more damage, I believe. Let's check that. 14-1. Whoops. More damage. Specifically, if you hit the liver, you know, there we go, there's damage. You have to like, be at a good range for it. Of course, you're, like, the damage is not even that far off. Like a jab, if I'm moving side to side, throwing a jab, it does more. Like, certain strikes do more damage, it seems. I'm pretty sure it's the same amount. Let me check again. It's the same amount. But moving side to side is quite important because you can set up more strikes moving side to side. Like if I move, you know, it creates a very interesting thing for the opponent. Like, how are they going to deal with such and such? Basically, like, how am I going to deal with this guy moving side to side? Intravenously, I guess. Intravenously. Like, if I move side to side, throw it straight. Move side to side, throw it straight. Body straight. It all does the same damage, but it helps you be, you know, more evadable. You know, you want to keep these into a combo. Like, if I was going to give a tip, move side to side, throw a body hook, and then stand and then throw a combo. Then mix it up, throw up other stuff. You know, there you go. Another thing, you know, side steps. Side steps. I'll tell you a great way to use side steps. The AI knows. Oh, whoops. Perfect. I've gotten plenty of knockouts like that. Side step hook. Side step back hook. So let's see that again. You can hit your opponent with something, and the game stops because it knows it's going to get countered immediately. That does a lot of damage, don't it? So it is very important. Like, if you're seeing a rear side attack, more than likely you're probably gonna want to sidestep, you know, your rear side or their lead side. You want to rear step, lunge, basic sidestep their lead side or your rear side. I'm pretty sure the straight works just fine though to sidestep. Yes, it works just fine to sidestep. Sidestep, rear hook. Great combo. You know, I'm just adding shit now. This was going to just be about footwork, but, you know, who cares? But I will say, if you kind of want to use footsies, you know, like if you want to learn better, I suppose you could just keep it on the same system as head. Like, when you know that jab is coming, you move up a little. want to slip naturally. See it, capitalize on it. Capitalize on misses, stuff like that. You know, when the smart play patch gets out, you know, you're gonna want to learn how to do this. You want to learn how to do this. You know, it's very important to have this going on. You know, and you know, you want to capitalize on mistakes. Like, let's say this guy's just gonna go hammer on me. Okay, you just want to just move. You don't gotta slip. You know, I mean, you could slip if you see a pattern, but just move. Just move. That's all it is. Like, if you know your opponent is just trying to wing your head in, just move. Find a counter. You know, very simple shit. This is a longer video, but I guess I could go show it off. 17 frames for a lead body kick. I think it's about 19. I think it's 19 for a rear. See how this guy immediately goes out kicking? See that? Evade the jab. You're not running, you're just calculating distance. And missed that jab. You know, sometimes I just like to see where our opponent is, you know, getting used to. Let's see what kind of patterns our opponent is getting onto. You loving that jab right now? Countered him. Plot, you know, plot sometimes, you know. I don't know what happened there, to be honest. It kind of just was odd. He's not even going ham on the kicks. He's not going ham on the kicks. See that? Now we got something cooking. You want a shot select, find what works, and, you know, exploit it. He's moving forward while throwing that. You know, just start off small. Okay, he's blocking after kicks. He ducked under that one. Interesting. Okay. See what you can make your opponent miss, you know. I like to stand forward, stand still a little bit, and then start moving so your opponent has that done in their head that, you know, oh, he's going to stay forward, or I mean, he's going to stay in my face, and I can hammer off on him. But sometimes, you know, you get your opponent conditioned to it. Sometimes you're fighting a good player, and they don't quite know how to. See that? One exchange. You know, confuse the opponent. There you go. A lunge. Usually after a lead, it's a rear. So you want to get your opponent's tendencies down. Head kicked, me. See, that's why it's important to use like Arnold Allen or something, because he has good blocks. But there's a way to like use this. Okay, I can't parry that. Switch stance a little, and then that opens up the rear. See that? Our opponent just went to the head. Ooh, dropped me. Didn't expect a combo coming from him. Find a little something to just get your opponent conditioned, or just to make sure your opponent doesn't come in like thinking it's gonna be all sweet. Got him again because he's scared of the body attacks now. Holy shit. Okay, well I got caught at the end of that, but as you saw there, I conditioned the opponent to thinking I was going to stand with him for a minimal time. Then I started moving and I started making him miss. I probably threw a lot that round. I think like 86. He missed a good portion of his strikes. He missed over 103 strikes. I landed 41 and I missed 45. It's not too bad if you're hitting the block. Make sure you're not whiffing like this guy. Make sure you're hitting the block. I'll add this even if I get colded here, okay guys? Don't. This is ranked stand-in being, and this is for. I'm not going to quick match. I'm not no quick match demon. Plus those people play like noobs, so there's no point. He's scared of that really. Okay. Head kick. Cotton. Fainted that. Okay, game. Alright. Okay. Let's see, capitalize on stuff like that, where he's blatantly missing. Yeah, take it slow. He's probably gonna want to try to kick me. Hold on. I conditioned him to believe I was going to throw a 2-punch combo, one to the head, one to the body. I exploited his block, and I made him miss a bunch of strikes. You know, that's so important. You know, making your opponent miss, you know, is very important. Condition them to combos. Throw a combo twice. Okay? Wait for your opponent to get conditioned to it. Work from there. Sometimes you'll fight a good player that knows exactly what you're doing. I missed 59 of 110. That's not too shabby. We've hit the 28-minute mark. I dropped the first. Really? This game needs a rework in the judging. There's no way he should have won that first round, to be honest. I guess we both got dropped. Anyway, this is filler, but it does show that when you can play your footsies right, make your opponent miss, make them gas out, the Smart Play update will emphasize on that. So this is why I'm dropping this video like around this time, is because it is quite important to learn footsies. Some people don't want to learn footsies. They just play Alex Pereira and they walk in your face and spam punches at you. I guess that's kind of like I'm putting unbelievable pressure, even though you kind of have no skill to do that. You know, if you just try to kiss somebody for the entire fight to get a knockout, how good are you really? You know, are you good at playing a game with somebody? You know, a chess match. You know, I think that will do it for this one. You know, I landed 10 of 24. You know, only missed 24. Well, he landed 5 of 29. Either it's the Philly shell talking or I'm making a miss. But 149 strikes thrown in the first round, that has to plummet your stamina. Hopefully EA will patch, you know, some things that are very important out. Like this. Like, hopefully they get rid of the players like this. He wasn't the highest of levels, so I can't crap on him too much, but it matters, you know. He was probably on his way to throwing 200 total. He almost threw 200 through 2 rounds. You know who you gotta beat to throw that much in 2 rounds? Like, come on. Come on. You know, I mean, come on. Come on, EA. Let's do better, you know what I mean? Let's do some better. But yeah, this is why I'm making this video. It's a yap session, of course, but, you know, hopefully whoever watches this learns something. It's a bit long. People don't like long videos. Hopefully somebody sees it. Alright, goodbye.